guys, my name's Susan and today I'm going to teach you how to make darts. So I'm going to show you how to sew two different kinds of darts. The first one is just a regular triangular dart, looks like this, and the second one is double pointed dart and it looks more like a diamond. So the first kind of dart I'm going to show you how to make is just a regular triangular dart, like this from the inside, but from the outside it can be used to make your garment more form-fitting, like this. In this shirt I made, there are 4 darts, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. You can see the darts really give a more form-fitting look to your garment. So the second type of dart I'm going to teach you how to sew is a double-pointed dart. It looks like this from the inside, but on the outside it's used at the waist for things like dresses or rompers that don't have a seam right here, but you can use a whole piece of fabric for the whole length of it, so you need the dart to be more form-fitting at the waist. To start off with the darts, mark the dots on the points of the darts that correspond with your size when you are laying out your pattern of marking. To do this, stick a pin in the dot and poke out a hole. Then, using a marking tool, here I use a marker, mark into the dots and onto your fabric. Continue the process of poking and marking until you have done all the dots. So once you have marked all of your dots and removed your pattern piece, you should be left with 3 dots for your normal dart. Connect the dots using a marking tool and something with a straight edge. Here I use a ruler and black chalk. If you are really sewing this, you should probably use a lighter color, but I am using black to be seen better on camera. Your marks should be on the wrong side of your fabric, but if they aren't, copy them onto the back using a tracing wheel or marking the dots on the other side and connecting them again. When you are finished, you should be left with a triangle of black chalk, and at the edge of your fabric you should have a little triangle as seen here. Now on to pinning the darts. I put my pins on the line of the dart and then switch them to be perpendicular to the edge of the fabric because I think it is easiest to match up the edges of the darts if you go this way. To make sure your darts are pinned correctly, I like to stick a pin through both layers on the line and make sure the pin goes through the lines on both sides of the fabric. Without moving the fabric around, switch your pins so that the pins are going perpendicular to the line of the dart for sewing. To sew the darts, start at the widest end of the dart and sew towards the point. I reversed at the beginning of the stitching, but you don't have to because the end of the dart will be caught in the seam allowance. As you get to the point of the dart, start making your stitch length smaller and smaller. Keep sewing in a straight line until your needle goes off the edge of the fabric. Tie a double knot with the loose threads at the point of the dart and trim off the excess. After you've sewn your regular dart, you want to press your dart down, like this. The edge of your dart should match up with the edge of your fabric for the side seam to be caught in. Now onto the double pointed darts. For this dart, you should have 4 dots left on your fabric after you mark them from the pattern as shown at the beginning of the video. Connect the dots again with a ruler and a marking tool. Your finished figure should look like a diamond. Again, when pinning together, I started with making the darts go directly on the line and then changing them to be perpendicular to reduce mistakes made. But you can go straight to the perpendicular pins if you want to. Again, to check and make sure both sides are even, stick a pin through the fabric on the line and make sure the other side of the pin is also on the line. Check this at a couple of different points of the dart to be super accurate. When sewing the double pointed dart, start at the middle and go out for both sides. Again, make the stitch length smaller as you go towards the point. Keep sewing until the needle goes off the edge of the fabric and tie a knot at the points. When I was done sewing the dart, I was left with a triangle shape. The center had 2 threads left and the threads on each end had been trimmed. I chose to tie the threads in the center together. This step is not necessary, but the ends of each side must match up in the center. So once you're finished sewing your double pointed dart, you're going to want to press it. Now when you press it, you want your double pointed dart to be facing the inside of your body. So whether it's on the front or the back, it's still facing the inside. And you may need to use a tailor's ham to get a crisp finish on your pressing. And you may also need to trim it right in the middle here, make it like a little clip, because it might not lay flat. But normally you don't need to do that. And so, yeah, you're done.